Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into God's heart for your love life and relationships. If this is your first time here, I'm so grateful you found us because what I'm about to share today is going to shift something in your spirit about love, about relationships, and about how God sees you in this season. Before we jump in, I want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who sent super thanks last week. Sarah, Michael, Jessica, and David. Your hearts of generosity don't go unnoticed, and I'm believing God multiplies back to you tenfold what you've sown into this ministry. Now listen, if you've been watching my content for a while, you know I don't come here with fluff or feel-good messages that leave you the same way you came. Today, we're talking about something that's going to make your heart leap because I'm going to show you exactly why that person who loved you before is about to become completely yours. Not partially yours, not sometimes yours, completely yours. And I know some of you are thinking, but they seem distant lately, or I don't know if they're really the one, or what if I'm reading the signs wrong? Sister, brother, let me tell you something. God doesn't play games with your heart. When He shows you someone, when He puts that person in your path, when He stirs that love in your spirit, He's not doing it to confuse you. He's doing it because He has a plan, and that plan is beautiful, and that plan is about to unfold in ways that will take your breath away. See, here's what the enemy doesn't want you to understand. When God gives you a glimpse of His heart for someone, when He shows you that connection, that bond, that supernatural love that transcends logic, He's not showing you a possibility. He's showing you a promise, and promises from God don't fail. They don't return void. They don't get cancelled because of circumstances or timing or other people's opinions. God's promises concerning your love life are yes and amen, and what I'm about to share with you in the next 45 minutes is going to activate faith in your heart like never before. You're going to understand why that person who loved you before is about to surrender completely to what God has orchestrated between you two. If you're ready for breakthrough, if you're ready for clarity, if you're ready to see God's hand move in your love life in supernatural ways, then make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel is about to become your go-to place for relationship revelation. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, because God is speaking fresh words every single week, and you don't want to miss what He's saying about your season. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Number 1. The spiritual awakening that changes everything. There's a moment coming in that person's life, maybe it's already happening, where God is going to open their spiritual eyes in a way that transforms how they see you completely. You see, when someone loves you on a surface level, they're responding to what they can see, what they can touch, what makes sense to their natural mind. But God is preparing to show them who you really are in the spirit realm. He's going to pull back the veil and let them see your heart the way He sees your heart. They're going to see your faithfulness when no one was watching. They're going to see your prayers in the midnight hour. They're going to see the way you've honored God, even when it cost you something. And when that revelation hits, everything changes. See, right now they might be comparing you to other people, weighing their options, wondering if the grass is greener somewhere else. But spiritual awakening doesn't leave room for comparison, because suddenly they're not looking at you through human eyes anymore. They're seeing you through heaven's perspective. And from heaven's perspective, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, chosen before the foundation of the world, crowned with glory and honor. When God opens their eyes to see you the way He sees you, the game changes completely. They stop questioning whether you're enough, because they realize you're not just enough. You're exactly what their soul has been crying out for. This awakening happens when God knows they're ready to steward your heart properly. He's not going to show them your true value until He knows they have the maturity to treasure it. And that's why the timing might feel off to you right now. You might be thinking, if they really loved me, they would see me clearly already. But God protects you from people who aren't ready for the fullness of who you are. He keeps certain revelations locked until their heart is prepared to receive them properly. When this spiritual awakening happens, they're going to wonder how they ever lived without you. They're going to see conversations you had months ago in a completely new light. They're going to remember moments when you showed them grace, and it's going to hit them like a lightning bolt that you were operating from a place of love they didn't even recognize at the time. The kindness you showed when they were struggling. They're going to see that it was God's love flowing through you. The way you prayed for their family, their dreams, their breakthrough. They're going to realize that you were interceding for them when they didn't even know they needed intercession. This spiritual awakening is going to create such a deep appreciation for who you are that they won't be able to imagine their life without you in it. And here's the beautiful part. Once someone sees you through God's eyes, they can't unsee it. This isn't a temporary feeling that's going to fade when life gets hard. This is a revelation that becomes the foundation of how they see you forever. They're going to start protecting your heart like it's the most precious thing in the world, because spiritually awakened people understand that what God has joined together, no man should put asunder. So if you're in a season where it feels like they don't fully see you yet, don't be discouraged. God is preparing their heart for a revelation that's going to change everything. And when it happens, you're going to know, without a doubt, that this person isn't just choosing you. They're choosing you because God showed them that you're His perfect choice for their life. Number 2, the divine shift in their priorities. Something supernatural is happening in their heart right now, and it's causing them to reevaluate everything they thought mattered. God is shifting their priorities in ways that are going to blow your mind, because suddenly you're going to find yourself at the very top of their list. See, before this shift, they might have been focused on career advancement, social status, financial gain, or even other relationships that seemed more convenient or logical. But God has a way of rearranging people's hearts when He's ready to fulfill His promises in their love life. He's showing them that success without the right person feels empty. Money without love feels meaningless. Achievements without someone to share them with feel hollow. And that revelation is causing them to hunger for something deeper, something real, something eternal. That something is you. Right now, as we speak, God is removing their appetite for things that used to satisfy them. Those surface-level connections that used to feel exciting now feel shallow. Those career goals that used to consume their thoughts now feel less important than finding true companionship. Those material pursuits that used to drive them now pale in comparison to the desire for authentic love. This isn't happening by accident. God is strategically shifting their heart to align with His perfect will for their life. And His perfect will includes you. When someone's priorities shift divinely, they don't just make room for you in their life. They redesign their entire life around the possibility of building something beautiful with you. They start making decisions through the lens of, how will this affect my future with the person God has for me? They start turning down opportunities that would take them away from you geographically or emotionally. They start investing in personal growth and healing because they want to show up as the best version of themselves for you. This priority shift is going to manifest in ways that will surprise you. They're going to start choosing time with you over other activities that used to take precedence. They're going to start planning their schedule around your availability instead of expecting you to work around theirs. They're going to start making financial decisions based on building a future together rather than just focusing on their individual goals. And here's what's really beautiful. When God shifts someone's priorities toward you, it's not because they're settling or compromising. It's because they're finally seeing clearly what really matters in life. They're realizing that having the right person by your side makes every other blessing more meaningful. Success is sweeter when you have someone to celebrate with. Challenges are easier when you have someone to face them with. Life is richer when you have someone to share it with. This divine shift in priorities is also going to make them more intentional about pursuing you. Instead of casual, inconsistent communication, they're going to start being deliberate about staying connected. Instead of making you guess where you stand, they're going to start being clear about their feelings and intentions. Instead of treating you like an option, they're going to start treating you like the priority you've always been in God's heart. You might have felt like you were competing for their attention with work, friends, hobbies, or other people. But when God shifts their priorities, competition ends. You become the clear choice, the obvious answer, the person they can't imagine living without. And this shift happens because God opens their eyes to see that love isn't just one area of life. It's the foundation that makes every other area of life more fulfilling. So, if you've been feeling like you're not their priority right now, hold on. God is doing a work in their heart that's going to change everything. When this divine shift happens, you're not going to have to wonder where you stand anymore. You're going to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are their heart's desire, their top priority, and their God-given partner for life. Number 3. The supernatural removal of all competition. Get ready for this one, because it's about to get powerful. God is supernaturally removing every person, every distraction, every competing affection that has been standing in the way of them seeing you clearly as their one and only choice. Right now, there might be other people in their life who seem to have their attention. Maybe it's an ex who keeps texting. Maybe it's someone at work who flirts with them. Maybe it's friends who don't understand your connection and keep introducing them to other people. But here's what I need you to understand. When God has ordained a love story, nothing and no one can compete with his perfect plan. He's getting ready to clear the path so completely that they won't just choose you over everyone else. They won't even be able to see anyone else. This supernatural removal happens in ways that will astound you. People who seemed so important in their life are going to suddenly feel irrelevant. Connections that felt strong are going to suddenly feel superficial. Options that looked appealing are going to suddenly lose all their appeal. God has a way of making people lose interest in anything that's not his perfect will. He removes the taste for counterfeit when he's ready to present the authentic. And that's exactly what's happening in their heart right now. Every person who has been a distraction is about to become completely unattractive to them. Not because there's anything wrong with those people, but because God is giving them a taste of real love. And once you've tasted real love, everything else feels like stale bread. The person they used to think was funny won't seem funny anymore. The person they used to think was attractive won't catch their eye anymore. The person they used to think was interesting won't hold their attention anymore. Because God is preparing their palate for you. He's making room in their heart, in their mind, in their schedule, in their dreams for you and only you. This removal process might look dramatic from the outside. People might start showing their true colors and removing themselves from their life. Relationships that seemed solid might suddenly fall apart for no apparent reason. Opportunities that would have taken them away from you might suddenly disappear. But don't think for a moment that this is coincidence or bad luck. This is God strategically clearing the field because he's ready for them to see you as their only choice. When competition gets removed supernaturally, it's not just about other people. It's also about competing priorities, competing affections, competing dreams that don't include you. God is removing their desire for a single life. He's removing their fear of commitment. He's removing their wandering eye. He's removing their grass is greener mentality. He's making them genuinely content with the idea of building a life with one person, you. And here's what's going to blow your mind. Once this supernatural removal happens, they're going to wonder why they ever entertained anyone else. They're going to look back at previous relationships and connections with complete clarity about why those things didn't work out. They're going to see God's hand in every closed door, every failed relationship, every almost that never became anything real. They're going to realize that God was protecting them and preserving them for something better, for someone better. For you, the supernatural removal of competition also removes their ability to compare. When there's no one else in the picture, there's no one else to measure you against. You become the standard, not because you're competing and winning, but because you're the only one their heart can see. This is going to create such a deep sense of security in your connection, because they won't be looking over their shoulder, wondering what else is out there. They won't be wondering if they're settling or missing out on something better. They'll know with complete certainty that you are God's best for their life. So if you're in a season where it feels like you're competing for their attention, your victory is closer than you think. God is about to make every competitor irrelevant, every distraction powerless, every other option completely unappealing. And when that happens, their choice won't just be easy, it will be inevitable. Number 4. The heart transformation that makes love irresistible. There's a transformation happening in their heart right now that's going to make loving you not just a choice they make, but a necessity they can't live without. God is doing surgery on their heart, removing every wall, every guard, every defense mechanism that has kept them from loving you completely. See, some people have loved you with conditions. They've loved you when it was convenient, when it made sense, when everything was perfect. But God is preparing them to love you unconditionally, the way He loves you. This heart transformation is removing their capacity for half-hearted love. They're losing the ability to love you partially or temporarily. God is installing in them a love that's whole, complete, and permanent. A love that doesn't waver when circumstances change. A love that doesn't diminish when challenges arise. A love that doesn't fade when the honeymoon phase ends. Right now, God is healing their heart from every wound that made them afraid to love fully. Every disappointment from their past that made them put up walls. God is erasing the pain and removing the walls. Every betrayal that made them hesitant to trust. God is restoring their ability to trust with confidence. Every rejection that made them cautious about vulnerability, God is giving them courage to be completely open with you. This transformation is creating space in their heart for a love that's bigger than anything they've ever experienced before. They're developing the capacity to love you not just with human love, but with divine love flowing through them. And divine love is irresistible because it's perfect, unconditional, and eternal. When someone loves you with God's love flowing through them, they can't help but see you as precious, valuable, and worth fighting for. They can't help but treat you like the treasure you are. They can't help but prioritize your happiness, your well-being, your dreams. This heart transformation is also removing their ability to take you for granted. God is giving them fresh eyes to see your beauty, your value, your uniqueness every single day, where they might have become familiar with your amazing qualities. Before, now they're going to be constantly amazed by who you are. The way you laugh is going to make their hearts skip a beat. The way you think is going to fascinate them endlessly. The way you love God is going to inspire them to love Him more. They're going to fall in love with you over and over again, not because you're changing, but because God keeps revealing new layers of your beauty to their heart. This transformation is making them incapable of loving anyone else the way they love you. God is creating a specific shape in their heart that only you can fill. Other people might be wonderful, but they won't fit the space that God has carved out specifically for you. It's like God is creating a lock in their heart, and you are the only key. No matter how many other keys people try to use, nothing will work except you. The heart transformation is also giving them supernatural patience and persistence in pursuing you. They're developing the kind of love that doesn't give up easily, that doesn't get discouraged by obstacles, that doesn't quit when things get challenging. God is building in them a love that endures all things, believes all things, hopes all things. A love that sees the best in you even when you can't see it yourself. A love that believes in your potential even when you doubt it. A love that hopes for your dreams even when they seem impossible. This isn't just emotional change. This is spiritual renovation. God is literally rewiring their heart to love you the way He designed them to love you from the beginning. And when this transformation is complete, loving you won't feel like work or effort or something they have to choose to do. It will feel like breathing, natural, necessary, and life-giving. They won't be able to imagine existing without loving you, because that's how essential you'll become to their very being. So if their love has felt inconsistent or conditional in the past, get ready for a complete turnaround. God is transforming their heart into one that can only love you completely, permanently, and irresistibly. Number 5, the divine revelation of your true identity and worth. Something absolutely incredible is about to happen in their spirit. God is getting ready to show them who you really are, beyond what their natural eyes can see. They're about to receive a divine download of your true identity, your worth, your value, your calling, and your destiny. And when this revelation hits, everything changes. See, right now they might see you as beautiful, kind, loving, and special, but God is preparing to show them that you are royalty in His kingdom. You are chosen, set apart, anointed for greatness. You are not just someone to love. You are someone to honor, cherish, and protect as a precious daughter or son of the King. When this revelation comes, they're going to understand that pursuing you isn't just about romance. It's about stepping into alignment with God's perfect plan for their life. They're going to see that you're not just compatible with them. You're specifically designed by God to complement them, complete them, and help them become everything God created them to be. This divine revelation is going to show them your heart in ways that will take their breath away. God is going to let them see your midnight prayers, your secret acts of kindness, your faithfulness in the small things that nobody else notices. They're going to see how you've honored your parents, how you've served others, how you've kept your integrity even when it cost you something. They're going to see your genuine love for God, not the show you put on for people, but the real relationship you have with Him in private. And when they see the depth of your character, the purity of your heart, the strength of your faith, they're going to be overwhelmed with the realization that they don't just love you, they respect you, admire you, and feel honored that someone like you would even consider them. This revelation is also going to show them your future, your potential, your calling. God is going to give them glimpses of who you're becoming, the impact you're going to make, the legacy you're going to leave. They're going to see you as a woman or man of destiny, not just someone to date, but someone to build an empire with, someone to change the world with. The divine revelation of your worth is going to make them realize that you're not just a good catch, you're the prize. You're not just an option, you're the answer to their prayers. You're not just someone they could love, you're someone they can't afford to lose. When God shows someone your true value, they start treating you completely differently. They stop playing games because they realize games are beneath someone of your caliber. They stop being casual because they understand that casual treatment is disrespectful to someone of your worth. They stop making you wait because they realize that keeping someone of your value waiting is foolish. This revelation creates urgency in their heart. They start thinking, if I don't secure this person's heart, someone else will recognize their worth and I'll lose out on the blessing of a lifetime. They start moving with purpose. Instead of just going with the flow, they start making real plans instead of just talking about possibilities. They start acting like someone who knows they've found a rare gem and doesn't want to let it slip away. The revelation of your true identity is also going to show them how perfectly God designed you for them. They're going to see how your strengths complement their weaknesses. They're going to see how your gifts enhance their gifts. They're going to see how your dreams align with their dreams. They're going to understand that finding you wasn't luck or coincidence. It was divine orchestration. God put you in their path because you are His perfect answer to their deepest needs and longings. When this revelation is complete, they're going to look at you with wonder, thinking, how did I get so blessed that God would trust me with someone this incredible? They're going to feel humbled that you would choose them. They're going to feel motivated to become the kind of person who deserves someone like you. They're going to feel inspired to love you the way someone of your worth deserves to be loved. So if they haven't fully recognized your value yet, don't worry. God is preparing to open their eyes to see you the way heaven sees you. And when that happens, they won't just love you, they'll treasure you like the priceless gift you are. Number 6. The supernatural alignment of life paths and destinies. Get ready for this, because what God is orchestrating behind the scenes is absolutely mind-blowing. He's supernaturally aligning your life paths and destinies in such a way that being together won't just make sense. It will be the only thing that makes sense. Right now, you might feel like you're on different trajectories, like your lives are heading in different directions, like the timing isn't quite right. But God is the master conductor of life's symphony, and He's bringing your individual melodies together to create harmony that's more beautiful than either could be alone. This supernatural alignment is happening in ways you can't even see yet. God is orchestrating circumstances, opportunities, and divine appointments that are going to make your paths not just cross, but merge completely. Career opportunities are being positioned to bring you to the same city. Life events are being timed to free you both up for relationship. Dreams are being adjusted to include each other. Purposes are being revealed that require partnership. The supernatural alignment of destinies means that your individual callings are about to become a joint calling. Your separate purposes are about to become a shared purpose. Your individual dreams are about to become collective dreams. God is showing both of you that you're not just meant to love each other. You're meant to serve together, build together, impact the world together. This alignment is going to create such a strong pull toward each other that resisting it would feel like swimming against a divine current. Everything in their life is going to start pointing toward you. Every door that opens is going to somehow connect to your future together. Every opportunity that presents itself is going to be better if you're part of it. Every decision they have to make is going to be clearer when they consider it in the context of building a life with you. The supernatural alignment is also synchronizing your personal growth and healing journeys. God has been working on both of you simultaneously, preparing you for each other. The healing He's been doing in your heart is perfectly timed to complement the healing He's been doing in their heart. The lessons He's been teaching you are exactly what they need to learn from you. The wisdom He's been giving them is exactly what you need to receive from them. You're being prepared for each other like puzzle pieces that fit together perfectly. When this alignment becomes clear to them, they're going to realize that choosing you isn't just about love. It's about obedience to God's plan for their life. They're going to understand that their highest and best future includes you, not just as an addition to their life, but as an integral part of fulfilling their destiny. This creates a sense of divine partnership that goes beyond romance. It's the understanding that God has called you to walk together, work together, worship together, and win together. The supernatural alignment of life paths is also going to resolve every practical concern that might have been keeping them hesitant. Questions about compatibility are going to be answered as they see how perfectly you complement each other. Concerns about timing are going to dissolve as everything falls into place at exactly the right moment. Worries about family acceptance are going to disappear as God prepares everyone's hearts. Financial concerns are going to be resolved as God blesses your union with provision. Geographic challenges are going to work themselves out as God moves people and opportunities. When God aligns destinies, He handles all the details. He doesn't just bring hearts together, He brings lives together in every practical way. This alignment is going to make them feel like choosing you is the most natural, obvious, God-ordained decision they've ever made. It won't feel like they're giving up their individual dreams to be with you. It will feel like their individual dreams were always meant to be fulfilled with you by their side. They're going to see that every good thing God has planned for their future is better when shared with you. Every blessing is doubled when you're there to celebrate it with them. Every challenge is manageable when you're there to face it together. Every victory is sweeter when you're there to enjoy it together. So if it feels like your lives are going in different directions right now, hold on. God is doing a work of supernatural alignment that's going to bring everything together in perfect harmony. When this alignment is complete, your love story won't just be beautiful, it will be undeniably divine. Number 7, the breakthrough of every barrier and obstacle. Right now, there might be barriers standing between you and complete union with this person. Maybe it's distance, maybe it's timing, maybe it's family opposition, maybe it's financial challenges, maybe it's their own fears and insecurities. But I'm here to tell you that God is getting ready to demolish every single barrier that has been standing in the way of your love story. When God decides it's time for breakthrough, nothing can stand against His will. Not circumstances, not people, not the enemy's schemes, not past hurts, not present challenges, not future fears. Every wall of separation is coming down. Every obstacle is being removed. Every hindrance is being eliminated. God is clearing the path for your love to flourish without restriction, without limitation, without interference. The breakthrough of barriers happens when God says enough to everything that's been delaying His perfect plan for your relationship. He's been patient, He's been merciful, He's been working behind the scenes, but now He's ready to move with power and authority to establish what He ordained from the beginning. If distance has been keeping you apart, God is about to create opportunities that bring you together geographically. Job transfers, family relocations, unexpected circumstances that require travel. God has 1,000 ways to close the gap between you. If timing has felt off, God is about to accelerate His timeline and cause everything to fall into place at exactly the right moment. What looked like it would take years is going to happen in months. What seemed impossible is going to become inevitable. If family opposition has been a concern, God is going to change hearts and open minds in ways that will surprise everyone. People who are against your relationship are going to become your biggest supporters. Family members who questioned your compatibility are going to see clearly why you belong together. If financial challenges have been creating stress, God is about to open up streams of provision that remove every financial barrier to your future together. New job opportunities, unexpected increases, divine favor in business, supernatural supply. God is going to make sure money is never an obstacle to your love. If their own fears and insecurities have been holding them back, God is about to do such a powerful work of healing and deliverance that they'll wonder why they ever hesitated to love you completely. The breakthrough of barriers also includes internal barriers that might have been in your own heart. Doubts about whether you're worthy of their love, demolished. Fears about whether this is really God's will, eliminated. Insecurities about whether you can trust their love, removed. Past wounds that made you afraid to hope, healed completely. God is not just removing the barriers between you and them. He's removing every barrier that has kept either of you from loving freely, fully, and fearlessly. When these barriers come down, the release is going to be so powerful that both of you will feel like you can finally breathe again. All the tension, all the uncertainty, all the frustration of feeling blocked and hindered is going to give way to freedom, clarity, and unstoppable momentum toward each other. The breakthrough creates acceleration. Things that have been moving slowly are suddenly going to start moving rapidly. Conversations that have been surface level are going to become deep and meaningful. Interactions that have been limited are going to become frequent and intentional. Plans that have been vague are going to become specific and concrete. This breakthrough is also going to be so undeniable that everyone around you will recognize God's hand in your situation. People will say, "I don't know what happened, but everything just fell into place for them." Family members will comment on how perfectly everything worked out. Friends will be amazed at how all the obstacles just disappeared. Even you will be in awe of how God orchestrated breakthrough in ways you never could have imagined. The most beautiful part about this breakthrough is that once these barriers are removed, they can't be rebuilt. When God removes an obstacle, it's gone permanently. The enemy can't put back what God has torn down. Circumstances can't recreate problems that God has solved. People can't oppose what God has established. So if you're in a season where it feels like everything is working against your love story, take heart. God is preparing for the most comprehensive breakthrough you've ever experienced. Every barrier is about to fall, every obstacle is about to be removed, and every hindrance is about to become a thing of the past. Your love story is about to move from blocked to blessed, from hindered to harmonious, from complicated to crystal clear. Number 8. The divine acceleration of commitment and decision. Something powerful is stirring in their spirit right now that's going to cause them to stop hesitating, stop overthinking, and stop delaying the commitment their heart knows is right. God is accelerating their decision-making process in supernatural ways because He's ready for your love story to move from maybe to definitely, from someday to now, from hoping to having. The divine acceleration of commitment happens when God removes their ability to stay comfortable in uncertainty. He creates a holy dissatisfaction with dating without purpose, relating without commitment, loving without security. Suddenly, casual doesn't feel good anymore, undefined doesn't feel safe anymore, temporary doesn't feel acceptable anymore. God is stirring up a hunger in their heart for permanence, for security, for the kind of commitment that says, "You're mine and I'm yours, and nothing is going to change that." This acceleration is happening because God knows you've been patient long enough, faithful long enough, hopeful long enough. He sees your heart, He knows your desires, and He's ready to reward your faithfulness with the commitment you've been praying for. The divine acceleration removes their ability to be satisfied with anything less than total commitment to you. Half-hearted relationships start feeling empty. Partial commitment starts feeling insufficient. Keeping their options open starts feeling foolish. God is making them genuinely uncomfortable with treating you like anything less than the permanent partner He's called you to be. When this acceleration hits, they're going to start thinking differently about everything. Instead of wondering if they should commit, they're going to wonder why they haven't committed already. Instead of asking whether you're the one, they're going to know beyond a doubt that you are. Instead of trying to decide between you and other possibilities, they're going to realize there are no other real possibilities. The acceleration of commitment is also going to make them start planning their life around the assumption that you're going to be in it permanently. They'll start making big decisions with your input because they can't imagine making them without you. They'll start talking about future goals as shared goals because individual goals no longer make sense. To them, they'll start introducing you differently to people because they want everyone to know how serious they are about you. This divine acceleration creates urgency around securing your relationship. They start thinking, what if someone else realizes how amazing this person is? They start feeling protective of your connection because they can't bear the thought of losing you. They start moving with intention because they realize that good things don't wait forever. The acceleration removes their tolerance for relationship. Limbo. They can't stand being unclear about where things are going anymore. They need definition. They need security. They need to know that what they're building with you is permanent and protected. This urgency toward commitment is also going to manifest in practical ways that will surprise you. They might start talking about meeting your family or having you meet theirs. They might start making plans that extend far into the future. They might start having conversations about marriage, children, shared dreams. They might start acting possessive in healthy ways because they're beginning to see you as theirs. The beautiful thing about divine acceleration is that it doesn't feel rushed or pressured. It feels like perfect timing. When God accelerates someone toward commitment, it feels like the most natural progression in the world. It feels like they're finally doing what they were supposed to do all along. It feels like coming home to a decision their heart has always known was right. This acceleration is also going to remove any competing timeline or alternative plan. Number 9, the supernatural protection of your connection from all external forces. Something incredibly powerful is happening in the spiritual realm right now that's going to shield your relationship from every attack, every interference, and every force that would try to come against what God has ordained between you two. When God decides to protect a connection, He doesn't just put a hedge around it. He creates an impenetrable fortress that nothing can breach. Right now, there are forces working against your love story. Maybe it's well-meaning family members who don't understand your connection. Maybe it's friends who plant seeds of doubt. Maybe it's ex-partners who keep trying to resurface. Maybe it's co-workers who flirt inappropriately. Maybe it's social media connections that create unnecessary drama. But here's what you need to understand. When God supernaturally protects a relationship, every external force that tries to interfere ends up strengthening your bond instead of weakening it. Every attack backfires, every scheme fails, every interference gets turned around for your good. This supernatural protection is going to manifest in ways that will absolutely astound you. People who have been trying to create division between you are going to lose their influence completely. Words that used to carry weight in their life won't affect them anymore when it comes to you. Opinions that used to matter won't matter at all when weighed against their love for you. Pressure from others to make different choices is going to bounce right off them because God has sealed their heart toward you. The supernatural protection creates a bubble around your connection where outside voices can't penetrate. Inside this bubble, it's just you, them, and God's perfect will for your relationship. No toxic family dynamics can poison what God has purified. No manipulative friends can sabotage what God has secured. No past relationships can compete with what God has ordained. No workplace distractions can derail what God has established. This protection is also going to guard their heart against any temptation that would compromise their commitment to you. God is going to make them literally immune to advances from other people. It won't be willpower keeping them faithful. It will be supernatural disinterest in anyone who isn't you. Other people might be attractive, charming, successful, available, but none of that will register in their spirit because God has created a selective blindness that only sees you as desirable. The protection extends beyond just romantic threats. God is also protecting your connection from financial pressures that could create stress in your relationship. He's going to provide in ways that eliminate money as a source of tension. Career. Demands that could pull you apart geographically or emotionally. He's going to align your professional paths in ways that support your relationship rather than strain it. Health challenges that could create fear about the future. He's going to cover both of you with divine health and healing. Family crises that could divide your attention and energy. He's going to resolve issues in ways that actually bring your families together in support of your union. This supernatural protection is also creating a force field around your communication. Misunderstandings that used to create arguments are going to be resolved quickly and easily. Words that could be taken the wrong way are going to be received with grace and understanding. Conflicts that could escalate are going to de-escalate naturally because God is giving both of you supernatural wisdom in how you speak to each other. The enemy's strategy to create division through miscommunication is going to fail completely because God is filtering your words through love before they reach each other's ears. Even when you're apart, this protection continues working. Their thoughts about you are going to be guarded from negativity, doubt, and fear. Instead of wondering if you're the right choice during times of separation, they're going to feel even more certain of your connection. Instead of distance creating insecurity, it's going to create anticipation for reunion. Instead of time apart weakening your bond, it's going to strengthen their appreciation for what you have together. The supernatural protection is also guarding your future together from every curse, every negative word, every evil eye that has been directed toward your relationship. Generational patterns of failed relationships in both your families are being broken off your connection. Curses spoken over your love life in the past are being reversed and turned into blessings. Negative prophecies about your compatibility are being cancelled and replaced with divine confirmation. This protection creates such a powerful covering over your relationship that people will actually be afraid to speak against it because they'll sense God's hand on it. Those who try to interfere will find themselves confused, thwarted, and eventually withdrawing from any attempt to come between you. The protection also includes divine timing that prevents anything from happening too early or too late. God is protecting the pace of your relationship from being rushed by impatience or delayed by fear. He's protecting your intimacy levels from moving faster than your emotional and spiritual readiness. He's protecting your commitment timeline from being pressured by others or postponed by doubt. Everything about your connection is being supernaturally guarded so that it unfolds exactly according to God's perfect plan, in His perfect timing, with His perfect protection covering every aspect of your love story. So if you felt like there are forces working against your relationship, take heart. God's protection is stronger than any attack. His covering is more powerful than any scheme, and His plan for your love story is more certain than any opposition you might face. Number 10. The irresistible pull toward permanent union and sacred covenant. There's a magnetic force being activated in the spiritual realm right now that's creating an irresistible pull between your hearts toward permanent, sacred covenant. Love that cannot be broken, cannot be shaken, and cannot be destroyed. This isn't just romantic attraction we're talking about. This isn't just physical chemistry or emotional compatibility. This is a divine magnetism that's drawing you toward the kind of union that reflects Christ's love for the church. Permanent, sacrificial, unconditional, and eternal. God is stirring something deep in their spirit that's creating a holy dissatisfaction with anything temporary when it comes to you. Dating feels insufficient because their heart is crying out for marriage. Casual relationship feels empty because their spirit is longing for covenant. Temporary commitment feels meaningless because their soul is hungry for permanent union. This irresistible pull towards sacred covenant is happening because God is ready to establish something that reflects His heart for relationship, His design for love, His blueprint for partnership. He's not just bringing you together for companionship, He's calling you into covenant that will impact generations, influence communities, and demonstrate His love to a watching world. The pull toward permanent union is becoming so strong that they can't imagine their future without you permanently positioned in it. When they think about 5 years from now, you're there. When they envision 10 years from now, you're there. When they imagine growing old, you're the one beside them. This isn't wishful thinking. This is prophetic vision that God is downloading into their heart about your shared destiny. The irresistible pull is also removing their ability to be satisfied with partial commitment. Boyfriend and girlfriend starts feeling like playing house when their heart wants marriage. Dating exclusively starts feeling like a halfway measure when their spirit wants covenant. Being committed starts feeling incomplete when their soul wants sacred union blessed by God and witnessed by community. God is creating such a deep longing for permanent belonging that anything less than marriage feels like settling for crumbs when they could have the whole feast. This pull towards sacred covenant is also awakening their understanding of what marriage really means from God's perspective. It's not just a legal arrangement or social convention, it's a spiritual reality that creates one flesh from two people. It's not just a commitment to love each other, it's an invitation for God to work through their union to accomplish His purposes on earth. It's not just personal fulfillment, it's participation in the greatest earthly picture of divine love. When this revelation hits their heart, the desire for marriage with you becomes about so much more than romance. It becomes about obedience to God's call on their life. It becomes about stewardship of the love He's entrusted to them. It becomes about partnership in advancing His kingdom through their union. The irresistible pull is creating urgency around making your relationship official in every sense of the word. They want legal recognition through marriage because they want the world to know you belong to each other. They want spiritual covering through covenant because they want God's blessing on your union. They want social acknowledgement through wedding celebration because they want community support for your partnership. They want family integration through in-law relationships because they want to truly become one family unit. This pull toward permanent union is also activating their protective instincts in powerful ways. They're going to start feeling possessive of you in the healthiest sense, not controlling or jealous, but deeply invested in securing your relationship against any threat. They'll want to put a ring on your finger because they want everyone to know you're taken. They'll want to share a last name because they want legal and social confirmation of your belonging to each other. They'll want to merge households because they want practical demonstration of your life partnership. The sacred covenant aspect of this pull is awakening their spiritual understanding of marriage as ministry. They're beginning to see that your union together can be a powerful testimony of God's love. Your marriage can minister to other couples who are struggling. Your partnership can demonstrate biblical principles in practical ways. Your family can be a lighthouse for God's values in your community. This vision of marriage as ministry is making the pull toward covenant even stronger because they realize that marrying you isn't just about personal happiness. It's about participating in God's plan to heal families, restore communities, and demonstrate His love through healthy relationships. The irresistible pull is also creating anticipation for all the beautiful aspects of married life. They're excited about waking up next to you every morning for the rest of their lives. They're anticipating building a home together that reflects both your personalities and shared values. They're looking forward to navigating life's challenges as a team with legal, spiritual, and emotional bonds that can't be easily broken. They're dreaming about raising children together if that's part of God's plan for your union. This pull toward permanent union is becoming so strong that staying unmarried starts feeling like disobedience to God's clear direction for their life. Every day that passes without taking steps toward marriage feels like wasted time. Every conversation that doesn't include future planning feels incomplete. Every decision made independently feels unnatural because they're already thinking like a married person who considers their spouse in everything. So if you've been wondering when they're going to get serious about permanent commitment, wonder no more. God is creating an irresistible pull towards sacred covenant that's going to make marriage feel not just desirable, but absolutely essential for their spiritual, emotional, and practical well-being. Beautiful souls, as we wrap up this powerful word today, I want you to understand that everything I've shared with you isn't just possibility, it's prophecy. God has already written your love story, and what He's shown me today is just a glimpse of the beautiful chapters that are about to unfold in your life. That person who loved you before is about to become completely yours through spiritual awakening, divine priority shifts, supernatural removal of competition, heart transformation, revelation of your worth, destiny alignment, barrier breakthrough, commitment acceleration, supernatural protection, and irresistible pull towards sacred covenant. Every single thing working against your love story right now is temporary. Every obstacle you're facing is about to be removed. Every delay you've experienced is about to be turned into divine timing. Every doubt you've carried is about to be replaced with absolute certainty. I want you to go into this week with unshakable faith that God is moving on your behalf. Declare over your situation, what God has joined together, no man can put asunder. Speak over your heart, I am chosen, loved, and destined for beautiful covenant love. Prophesy over your future. My love story is written by God's hand and sealed by His promise. If this word has stirred something in your spirit, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because God is speaking fresh revelation about relationships every single week. Drop a comment below and let me know which point resonated most with your heart. I love hearing how God is speaking to you through these messages. And remember, your breakthrough is not just coming, it's already on the way. Until next time, keep believing, keep trusting, and keep expecting God to do exceedingly, abundantly above all you could ask or think in your love life. God bless you, beautiful soul.